Layla, and welcome back to Dangerous Relationship by Forbidden Romance. Today I'm going to read you guys Chapter 2, First Feelings. Let's get started. The two of us got out of the taxi in downtown Shibuya. At this time of night, it felt almost deserted, even if it was downtown. Phew. Ryouhei stretched his arms up while taking a big whiff of the night air. It's been a while since I came outside with anyone. With a smile, he grabbed my hand and started leading me away. Ryouhei! What? Don't you think it's a bad idea to hold hands? It's okay. We're not going to run into anyone we know. Not just that. I mean, you're a big star and all. But there's no one around. It doesn't matter. Even friends don't hold hands like this, though. Sorry. I guess you're right. It felt a little sad when he let go of my hand and the cool air nipped my skin. Ryouhei seemed pretty pushy at first, but perhaps he wasn't such a player after all. So where should we go now? Let's go somewhere to eat. Are you hungry? Want to go somewhere to eat? I'm starving. As soon as he said it, his stomach let out a loud grumble. How about somewhere to eat? But it's so late. I wonder if anything's open. Look, over there. What? That burger place? That looks open. Don't they serve food this late? Yeah, a lot of them are 24/7 these days. Let's go there then. But we came all this way, don't you think? Ryouhei cut my sentence short and pulled me towards the fast food joint. To him, even the smallest thing was a brand new adventure, and that made me smile. Ryouhei laughed at me when I said I didn't want to eat because I'd get fat. He seemed like such a childish and innocent person, so it was easy to have fun with him. While eating, we burst into laughter so loud that the employees yelled at us. When they came, it seemed so funny that they couldn't stop giggling. Having had such a good time together, it went by so quickly that it was soon already time to go. That was a great first for me. What? Eating fast food late at night? I had a ton of fun. He talked to me as we waited for the taxi to arrive. If I get fat, it's all your fault. If you do, don't worry, I'll take care of you. Ah. Huh? What did he mean by that? After a moment of seeing my puzzled reaction, his face shrouded with worry. I didn't mean that in a strange way. Diet, you know, exercise. We could walk or go to a sauna or something. Sauna? Really? I laughed, though, thinking how much fun it would be actually to do that with him. I wanted tonight to be my apology to you, but I ended up having so much fun. No, I had lots of fun too. Talking like this really made it feel like our time together was coming to a close. It made me sad because I didn't want it to end. It always seems hard to leave a friend, especially one as handsome as this. Let's experience more firsts together, okay? He asked me with a smile. When I nodded to him, his warm hands clasped around mine. I heard such a loud thump that I didn't realize it was my heart at first. The lingering silence and stillness of the night continued as we waited for a taxi. How I wished one would never come, but unfortunately, one did. See you. Ryouhei let me take the first taxi and waved to me until I couldn't see him any longer. I held my palm, still lingering with the warmth of his touch. Today's guest is the hit group New Voice. Huh? It startled me hearing their name from the TV left on in the dressing room. You won't want to miss what we've got in store for today. Memories of Ryouhei flooded my mind. It had been a few weeks since our last date night in the city. We were supposed to be friends, but we hadn't even spoken to each other since then. Of course, we couldn't really. Not when we had no way to contact each other. Just then, a knock at the door interrupted the droning sounds of the TV program. Yes? Hey, Michelle, you done for today? It was one of my senior coworkers who was also a stylist like me. Yeah, I just finished and was getting ready to go home. I got a letter addressed to you from the New Voice office? Huh? It came to our mailbox 2 weeks ago, but I haven't had a chance to give it to you. Oh, wow. It's probably from Ryouhei. She explained while handing me the letter. Thanks. What are they mailing you for? Isn't that weird? Huh? You don't even work with them, right? No. Yeah, and they're really strict about their stylists, too. They don't even want us to go near their crew. Really? Yeah, so any idea why they wrote to you? I might. The more we talked, the more curious I became about the contents of the letter. Sounds fishy. By the way, if you know him, introduce me to Takia. I'm a huge fan. Of Takia's? He seemed a bit too flirtatious for my tastes. Then again, my heart already belongs to Taiga. Oh, Taiga's part of New Voice too? Taiga Seiba? He was the model with a bad mouth that apparently no one knew about. Speaking of which, I'm keeping him waiting. Bye! Oh, maybe not. Maybe she's just talking about famous people in general. Bye, and thanks! I opened the letter as the door slammed shut, dropping a piece of paper to the ground. I wasn't expecting what I found. A New Voice concert in the Roppongi Dome. Someone must have sent me some tickets as an invitation to the concert. I was so pleased that a smile broke across my face. Hopefully the day of the concert won't overlap with work. I looked on the ticket to check the date and time. It's today! It was in 30 minutes, but fortunately, Rapunky Dome was closed. I quickly gathered my things and headed to hail a taxi. Phew, I made it! An anxious vibe filled the dome as everyone anxiously waited for the concert to start. Arena A, seat 59. My seat was right in the front and almost perfectly centered to the stage. I'd been given one of the best seats in the house. Great, it hasn't started yet. As soon as I took my seat, a plump girl sat down next to me. She must have been a Ryouhei fan, considering the handband she had with his face on it. It made me realize that Ryouhei was much more of a star than I had been thinking. She glanced at me with a smile and started a conversation with a cheery voice. Who do you like? Huh? Who are you a fan of? Ryouhei. Ryouhei? Really? Me too. What's your name? I'm Michelle Kayla. Nice to meet you. I'm Yuki Tadakoro. You can call me Yuki. Her voice was quickly drowned out with the screams of the crowd. The lights had dimmed and the spotlight shone directly on the stage. The show was about to begin. When the intro music started, the crowd erupted into a chorus of wild screams. The 4 members walked onto the stage, confronted by thousands of shrieking girls. As they waved to the audience and I spotted Ryouhei, my heart skipped a beat. Ah, it's Ryouhei! Wow! After their intro was over, they took the stage and began singing. My eyes were glued to the stage, but most of all, I couldn't take them off of Ryouhei. I remembered the face he made when we went out to eat together. I remembered the bashful face he made when we held hands. I remembered his lonely face as he waved to me as I left the taxi. His face now was none of those. It was a face that captured the audience's hearts. Ryouhei! Hearing the wails of her voice, he looked and smiled at her with all of his charm. When he noticed me sitting next to her, it changed to a warm, gentle smile. He looked out into the crowd and waved as their shrill cries shot back at him. Had that smile of his just been my imagination? As the concert drew closer to the finish, the crowd reached the climax of excitement. However, the more crazy they screamed, the more Ryouhei seemed like a person so distant from me. We should do this again. I want to share numbers so we can talk about the group. Sure. After the concert was over, Yuki and I exchanged numbers. Not long after that, she ran to go buy some goods from the event store. Alone at my seat, I realized how I was just a lone fan out of the millions he had. That time we spent together meant a lot to me, but he probably thought nothing of it. I decided to leave and not brood over anything any longer. The moment I stood up, my bag caught my seat and spilled on the floor. Just my luck. Stuffing everything back into my bag, a slip of paper fluttered out of the envelope he sent me. Apparently I hadn't known there was more to the ticket he had sent. On the piece of paper was written, "See you at the concert, Ryouhei." At the bottom was written his phone number. I could hardly believe that he wanted me to have it. I stared long and hard at Ryouhei's phone number, unsure of whether to send a message or not. I pondered what to do. We're totally sending a message? Come on. I'd probably never have a better chance to send one if I didn't send it now. I decided to write one after all and tapped away at my phone. I thanked him for the ticket and told him how much fun I had. Sent. I did it. A few moments later, my phone beeped, showing I had received a message. That was quick. I realized I felt nervous inside, though it ended up being a very short one. Want to meet up? He included a link to a map showing the meeting place he wanted me to go to. Soon I found myself heading there with a jump in my step. The place I ended up at seemed to be a small, out-of-the-way cafe. I pushed open the heavy door and went inside. Welcome! Ryouhei's face greeted me as I walked in. Hey, Ryouhei! That's my job! Don't take the joy out of my life! The friendly owner let out a hearty chuckle with a troubled face. Come on, let it slide. This place is practically my second home. Ryouhei led me over to the table we would be out of sight. Pointless, really, since there was no other customers at all. He had plenty of seats to sit down at, but Ryouhei picked the one next to me. I felt a little awkward, but it made me happy at the same time. What can I get for you, Michelle? How do you know my name already? Ryouhei was telling me everything about you. Of course I'd remember after hearing it so much. Hey, don't go saying things you don't have to. He's so cute. I was wondering what kind of girl would show up. You're just as cute as I thought you'd be. Get out of here, you're getting in my way. Yeah, so what'll you have? Hot chocolate. With a wink, the owner went back to the bar and made my drink. Thanks for coming to the concert today. Ryouhei said to me with a flourishing smile. No, thank you. I had so much fun. Really? Yeah, I love the music. That one chorus almost made me cry. Seeing you up there made me realize how incredible a person you really are. Your dance during the encore was incredible. You look so cool up there. Of course, the other members were really great too. I mean, I stopped talking when I saw the shock in his face as I kept blabbering on. I bet I sounded just like everyone else that talked to him. Sorry, I didn't mean to go on like that. Ashamed of talking like a fangirl, I stared at the table embarrassed. Michelle. Yeah? When I looked up at him, something instantly pushed against my lips. My heart raced frantically and pounded inside my chest. I wasn't entirely sure what had just happened. The warmth against my lips spread out and filled my cheeks and head. Glancing at Ryouhei, I saw that he was blushing just as hard as I was. He stared at me, seemingly bewildered with himself as he touched his lips and his fingers. Sorry. His bright red face bowed in front of me. You just look so cute right there. By accident. By accident? I know it seems crazy. I just couldn't help it. I saw your face and then my heart just squeezed real tight and I had to do it. I know it sounds strange. I'm really sorry. It's okay. I was just surprised is all. You aren't mad? No. Thank goodness. He smiled with relief, but his face was still no more than a few inches from mine. Ryouhei? He stared into my eyes for a moment and then closed his eyes. Seeing his long eyelashes close shut, I closed my eyes as well. This time our lips moved together slowly and naturally. I felt the shadow of his face as it crossed my eyelids. Then there was a soft sensation of our lips touching. Unlike the sudden impact of the first kiss, this one felt subtle and gentle. Michelle. He broke apart from my lips and whispered my name. Caressing my cheek with his hand, he leaned in for another kiss. His longing, lonely face was right before my eyes. Inside, my own heart twitched with emotion as his face and lips came nearer. I wasn't sure what to do. I felt like I'd fallen in love with him. He was adored by so many fans, but I had fallen in love with him. Oh my gosh, girl, it's chapter 2. He must have some serious star quality. It all started that first night we went out together. I had ignored the warnings of my heart and let my feelings for him cross that barrier. Our fleeting and faint kisses drifted apart and we looked at one another's faces. It felt like all the heat in my body was focused in my cheeks and in my ears. Ryouhei was blushing at least as hard as I was too. You know what, Michelle, He had just begun to say something important, but just then the bell on the door jingled as it swung open. There you are, Ryouhei. Oh, it's Subaru! Subaru Oshima had come walking into the cafe. Subaru? Welcome, Subaru! Subaru nodded to the owner and continued. Ryouhei, good thing I found you. The manager's looking for you. Yeah? You disappeared from behind stage. What did you expect? It's rare for you to pull something like this. You aren't Takuya for crying out loud. What do you think you're up to? Just then, Subaru noticed me sitting next to him. Haven't I seen you before? Yes, I remember you. Yeah, I remember you. Really? What an honor. Then again, I'm not so sure. Subaru, take your stupid face somewhere else. Ryouhei snapped with a glare. Strange, you aren't usually this mean to me. Subaru sat down in a chair with a bitter smile. Give me a coffee, please. Got it, glad you came. Why's that? I was getting tired of waiting for a chance to bring out the hot chocolate. The owner must have seen everything we were doing. Oh, how awkward. Now's my chance. With a coy smile, he set down the cup of hot chocolate in front of me. I won't tell a soul. He whispered in my ear as he placed it on the table. Thanks! Not just the chocolate, but my face was plenty hot as well. What? Why couldn't you serve it? Subaru looked around at us with a puzzled face. Forget it. Geez, Ryouhei. Got ants in your pants today? Am I getting in your way? Not really. I'd go back soon if I were you. People are looking for you. Ryouhei slumped and stared at his feet. I felt really bad for him. He wasn't even allowed to take short breaks like this before people got mad with him. I'm sure they'll be coming here to find you soon enough. Who cares? What's going on with you, Ryouhei? You should know. It'll cause a scene if you're found with a girl. Huh? He's not supposed to have relationships with women. That's why he tries to avoid them when he can. So what made you change your mind this time? Ryouhei continued staring at the ground, blushing wildly. Don't tease the poor guy, Subaru. I'm not. I didn't mean for it to sound like that. With a nod of his head, Subaru stood up and took Ryouhei's arm. Come on, let's get you back. I still have time before I'm needed back then. But if they find out you're here with her, it'll cause problems for her too. One glance at me and Ryouhei stood up rather reluctantly. She must be pretty important to you. No. I knew he wasn't telling the truth, but it still tore apart my heart to hear it. No, really? I was wrong then? Subaru looked at me with a curious face as if thinking about something. I just have to go back, right? Yeah, don't worry about her. I'll make sure she gets home safe. With that, Subaru wraps his arm around my shoulder. Got it out! Okay guys, that's the end of chapter 2. Subaru came in and he was trying to make Ryouhei jealous, obviously. And then we found out that Ryouhei can't even date after our first kiss. Oh no! Stay tuned for what happens next time on chapter 3, Ryouhei's policy. Thanks for watching. Bye!